buddy.
Look at that. It's the Bash.
It's the Bash. Yeah, it's the Bash Hotel.
My goodness. How fun. Yeah, that's always a fun thing when you're getting up there and you're thinking about, well, who am I going to see now? Who am I going to?
I feel like when I walk in that hotel, the people at the desk go like this. Because I walk up to the desk, I'm like, I requested a refrigerator. I want the low floor. I want this. I want this. I want this. And they're like, oh, we see that in the computer from the last 4 years. Like, we'll see what we can do. I'm like, well, I just tell you way in advance. So they're always very nice and conducive to those things. But
well,
I feel like I walk in and they're like, oh boy, here we go.
Yeah, they've been pretty good with me in the past. I mean, you know. Hi, John. How you doing, buddy? Thanks for jumping on. We got. I'm sure our friend will be here in a minute as well. We love Robin. Yeah. So, what has been going on with you during the week? What anything that's been like crazy?
I'm getting ready for Paravation in Virginia this weekend. So, Beth, who's joining us tonight, both of us are going to be there at Paravation, and so that should be a good time. We're going to have that event this weekend before kind of like a weekend reprieve or two, and then of course the Bash coming up next month. So
I got you. Yeah,
I already started packing for it. I said that before. I like to pack my snacks ahead of time.
I've got to actually get with Bob and see if he can pick me up. Last year he says, "Why didn't you call me? I could have come and got you." I mean, what, you know? And I was like, "God dang it!"
Hi, Chad.
Chad Thomas, what's up, buddy? And yeah, and I said, "Really?" So I'm gonna come to that closer airport. That's the one, I guess, there by you and everybody else. That's better. So I tell you what, recently for us, we have had lots of rain, like. But it's good rain. We need it. We've been dry in Texas. I tell you, I think every time I walk, there's dust just from the, you know. But finally, we've got it, and the little critters out there, they need it bad, man. Those little critters, I just pray for them. Everything from cows all the way down to the mice, or, you know, every one of them needs water. So thank God we're getting it. You know, I pray for it enough, you get it. Speaking of super cool, Greg O'Brien just said, hello. Hey, Greg, what's up, buddy?
Hi, Greg.
Our buddy. Look, oh, man. You can't help but love Greg. You cannot help but love Greg. So thanks for everybody jumping in so far, so early. But are we excited?
Oh, my gosh.
Are we excited?
Yeah, I mean, I was really excited for the Bash, but it's like a little teaser trailer of getting this show and the next two shows for all of our, you know, like guests and get as many people on, speakers and things as we can. So I am so excited. We kind of get a little sneak peek of some of the people that are going to be there and actually meet some of the people like Josh, who's joining us tonight. We actually get to meet him in person now. So
well, Greg brought rum, so we're good there.
Yeah. So hi, Amber. We can't wait to see you.
Oh, happy and your family. Amber. Hi, happy Amber.
Oh.
Okay. Well, I think you know all the names of the people, don't you? Do you want to make it a surprise, or do you want to just with us tonight, or you just want to open up and let them see?
I mean, we have several guests coming in and out tonight, in addition to the ones that are joining us as of now. So I'm going to bring everybody in and they get to introduce themselves to you. So,
folks, without further ado, look at these faces we got on here tonight.
Hey-o!
I think this is the most guests we've ever had on the show.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Like
that's
two.
Awesome.
I don't think we've had three.
Well,
I
thanks
think
for
he gets the award for the really wild-looking setup that guy's got it going on. Look at there. Between the book, between all the cheese.
He's got a lot going on back there.
He's got a lot going on. He's a busy
yeah. Like, who are we talking about?
Hard at work over there.
That's right.
Never ends, buddy.
Never ends.
Yeah. Beth, do you want to start by telling everybody a little bit about you?
Beth.
Hello. Sure. My name is Beth. Yes, and I'm going to be at the bash, but I'm not doing readings. I'm actually helping Pam to run the event, putting up, working and putting up the decorations and doing that again, because I actually enjoyed it. I get to talk to people more.
Yeah.
So I'm not, working doing readings. I'm actually working, helping put the event together. And I'll be on the psychic panel too this year, but I loved last year. It was fun watching Kenny in the dunk tank. I was doing readings. I couldn't stand there and watch them.
Yeah.
So it's just nice to get to talk to everybody and be a part of it, and just, see old friends and new friends and just have a good time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, that's great. I'm glad. I mean, with the theme of it this year, there'll be a lot of decorating. I donated a ton of ornaments to Pam and Steve, so there'll be a lot of decorating to be had.
A lot of
awesome.
decorating. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah.
Aww.
It'll be lots of fun.
Yeah. All right.
Josh, tell us about yourself.
Okay, so I've been. My name's Josh Purvis. First off, been in paranormal investigating for 12 years or so. My most recent, people know me most from Searchers now and all the video work and all the stuff that we do there and the podcasting. I'm the man behind the camera typically, and in front of the camera, and doing all the recording and social media, all the fun stuff. So
Cool.
Well, I know a lot of people will be very interested, probably picking your brain on some of the things that you do.
yeah,
Big
yeah,
time.
absolutely. Last year I was able to go with Shane Pittman, and which he's part of the Searchers too. And so this year all three of us are going to be there. We had a blast last year, so I can't recommend the bash enough to people. So
Well, I was going to say we must have overlapped last year, but just
Oh,
not
I'm
actually
sure.
met in person. So
I'm sure. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, good.
Well, we
Well,
think the best still lasts as far as in the world of the debunking, folks. When it comes to the man that will let you know right quick, put you in your place, no time, no space for BS, our friend, Mr. Kenny Biddle.
Wow. That was almost like
What an intro!
I know. I gotta snip that out.
I'm gonna need him to write me one next.
Wow. That was good. Thank you. What am I doing? Am I
He was like, I don't know what to say now.
Tell us for the people who
He's stunned.
For the people who may not know you, just give about what your time in the paranormal, and then
okay.
Josh, we need a crickets noise sometimes.
Yeah. You need the little sound bite, right?
We don't need this guy on. So yeah, my name's Kenny Biddle. I am the chief investigator for the Committee for Skeptical Inquirer. I write for Skeptical Inquirer magazine. I have a video series for them for the Center for Inquiry. So it's a science magazine that I deal with all the alleged paranormal claims that are out there. I take a look at them and I investigate them from a science and skeptical point of view. And yeah, I mean, I try to be as polite as possible, but I am honest with you. I don't bullshit you. I tell you exactly what I think. And not only that, I explain why I think that way. So it's not just, I don't dismiss things out of hand. I tell you exactly why. And if we can recreate something, we do. Whatever supporting data or evidence that you need, I supply it. I don't hide behind just my opinion or some kind of reputation or something like that. All of my articles, all of my videos, everything's cited and referenced. So you know exactly where I'm getting my information from. And that's it. I mean, I have fun. I'm on the other side of the fence. But I still have fun. I love it. As Beth mentioned, the dunk tank was always fun. We can talk about that in a little bit if you want.
Well, Pam wants to know if you're singing at the bash.
No.
Oh no.
Kenny.
I actually, Kenny, heard earlier today that you were indeed singing karaoke.
Yeah,
Lies.
I'm very skeptical
at the
of
barber
this.
shop and I heard it. They're saying this Kenny Biddle guy. What's the word on him singing? I said, You tell me. I've heard. I don't know. So it's on the street. Word has it on the street.
That's awesome.
Pam has a habit of volunteering me for a lot of things. Like I don't think I really volunteered for the dunk tank. I think I was just voluntold.
Yeah.
But it's all good. I love helping as much as I can. I love Pam and Steve. I mean, they're great people. I mean, I'll help as much as I can. I will not get up and sing unless I'm feeling really good.
Okay.
Then I might. But it's still going to be awful. It's still going to be awful.
So, folks, there you have it. Bring drinks to Kenny.
It's official.
But if you were on the Bash Facebook page, you get a hefty trophy for singing karaoke. Like it's a good looking trophy.
Damn it! There you go.
Sold now.
I gotta get what is that? The triple oh man, what's that? The triple hat trick or something like the hat trick, because I got the raise the most money for the dunk tank, the first trophy they put out. The dance off, I think, was the first trophy that they had. I won that. So
you won. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. I didn't know you won that one.
I did. I'm very competitive.
I know that's
know.
Why I mentioned the trophy. Yeah, the triple crown.
I will push people and kids out of the way to win.
Okay, folks, you did hear it. He's in for it. Just bring the cum-bearing gifts of liquid proportion. And after some time and Kenny's feeling in the mood to sing, he'll go for it. So.
And your best song requests. I suggest gangster rap.
I'm thinking heavy metal. I'm thinking he's gonna sing some Disturbed or
maybe a good Christmas song.
Maybe Judas Priest or I can just see it.
He's like, wow.
I was going for like Madonna.
No, I changed my vote to that. I want to see you sing that. So yeah,
like
I changed. Yeah, I want to change my vote. Yeah, I do. Yeah, sign me up for that for you.
My goodness.
Well, little birdie tells me that if they somehow manage to put a Creed song out there, it'll be like a beacon of light for the Searchers group right now, and we may turn into like a trio band.
That is fantastic. All right, Pam, you heard it. A little Creed for the Searchers trio.
You didn't hear that from me. Shayna's probably gonna die.
Can we go from the harder edge to Altered Bridge? That's the heavy metal version of
Creed.
Yeah, Creed. Yeah, without them, So
Pam says she heard it. Yeah,
I heard it. So with all of you, Beth, how many years have you been going to the Bash?
Actually, this is on my second year.
Wow.
Yeah, that I could make it. Yeah, I don't know why.
You're just coming out of rookie status.
I'm just coming out. And
Josh, how about you?
I'm right there with Beth. This will be my second year.
Okay. And Kenny, how many years have you been coming to the Bash?
I think this will be my 5th year.
Okay, 5 years.
I'm a veteran. Yeah.
Yes, you are. There's no doubt. Wow.
Yeah, I've been there and I love it. I mean, the first year we went, it was more just to see what it was about. I hadn't been there before, and it's like we had nothing to do. We were still in Philly at the time, my wife and I. So it was like 2 hours. Let's go out and see what's going on. And we went on a Sunday, and people were still packing up because it was the end of the day by the time we got there. But it was still fun, and we decided to go the next year and had a great time. Set up my Skeptical Help booth, and that's always fun. And then I think we had 2 years in a row where we did like the dunk tank, which was fun. This year I'm looking forward to it. This year I'm not setting up my booth this year, but I am part of one of the panels, and we're coming down just to see everyone. And I think, like Beth, you mentioned it, I think before we went live, it's more like I want to enjoy everything, and I love going down and I love setting up and talking to everyone, but I like to move around a little bit more and talk to everyone. So but I'll still be around. all
Well,
day.
you've earned it. You 5 years. You've been in there going at that. So
Now-
that,
Well, I was going to say now, Kenny, I've been to all of them. Were you at the first one as well? That it was at the other hotel?
I don't think so. Was I?
And well,
I
it's
might
at the Pike, I guess, but the hotel that we stayed at was
yeah.
the Comfort Inn next to the Pike. So that was the first year. So you
Okay.
were to the other ones, and then there was one year with COVID. We got together, a bunch of us, but
Yeah, it was more just a get together because it had to be canceled. It had to
Right.
be.
Yeah.
But people had made plans anyway, and we decided that we were going anyway. And
Yeah.
that was a
We-
fun weekend.
we had a
Let me
good
tell
time.
you,
yeah,
from what I remember,
I was just gonna say, from what I remember, it was
and from
really-
pictures,
Yeah. It's always the like.
and that
Okay.
video that went around once and was deleted.
It's probably on a subscription site somewhere. Kenny. We
Yeah.
can-
I'm sure.
We have a saying: once it's on the internet, it's here forever, right?
That
That's
OnlyFans.
Oh,
Ooh, boy.
Now, do you have your Christmas sweaters, shirts, costumes picked out for this?
oh my
There
gosh.
are other trophies. There's, there's evidently, like, Pam, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but there's a best Krampus competition. There's
That's awesome.
a best Santa competition and a best elf, and then like a best Christmas sweater type.
Wow.
So yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So I mean,
So
theme gear. We're all about theme gear for this.
July in Gettysburg, you want people to wear a sweater.
in the
This.
summer.
Well, I mean, I
Yeah.
think most
It's
people
gonna
are
be great.
opting for a
It's gonna work.
t-shirt.
It's going to be great.
It's gonna be fun.
Sweaty.
Everything's
That's
fine. It's all gonna be fine.
It'll be fun.
Everything's going to
fine.
be like
Yeah.
moist.
Ah, ew.
oh.
Moist. That.
Moist is one of those words that'll just make
Yeah.
you cringe, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, Pam says best Santa and best
T-shirt.
Christmas t-shirt.
There you go.
Oh, okay. Christmas
It won't be
t-shirt.
too hot. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So do you have one picked out?
Well, maybe we'll
Yeah,
work on that.
Man, I'll have to get creative.
You will. You don't want to disappoint because there
I
are
can't.
trophies and
I
participation.
can't disappoint.
Right. Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of pressure now.
It's it's a lot of pressure for a really good cause. So yeah, a lot
You
of
don't want-
really good time. Yeah.
You don't want a lot of pressure when it's that moist.
Whoa! And the
Thank
hits
you. I'm
just-
here all week.
Viewers,
the hits just keep
before
on
we
coming.
started, backstage
Delivering
in
the
green
shots
room-
over there.
Right. Yeah. In the green room backstage, everyone, I did not give Kenny Biddle any parameters. So this is
He's
just,
This
loose.
is it.
he had a loose cannon evening. So
Yep. I imagine Pam is right there right now and just wailing, laughing, going, "Kitty's going crazy." Oh man,
He's wild.
yeah.
and there's lots of
And
good.
Steve's like, it's Kenny. He's gonna do that.
Yeah.
You know, I try to be. I stay within reason ish. Like I try to, but sometimes it just comes out.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
it
I
does.
think Kathy joined now. Let's see. Can we see her? There you
I finally
are.
made it.
Oh,
Oh my goodness. I was getting ready to go over and just invite the 7-year-old over there to come over and figure out my electronics.
Well, welcome. We're glad that it worked out and you could hop on with a little bit of time for us. But can you
So sorry, late to the game.
Yeah, no, that's okay. We're glad you're here.
I'm Kathy.
Yeah,
I'm Kathy Lee, just outside of Gettysburg. Nothing real interesting to tell.
Are you going to have your table this year?
I don't think so, because I may be traveling that weekend. But I am, going to try and hang out and just connect with a few people I haven't seen in forever.
Oh, good. That's great. Oh, Pam says she loves you. And
Oh,
why
I know.
is-
I miss her. Oh, goodness.
Aw. And why is Greg asking if reindeer meat is on the menu?
Oh,
Because it's Christmas
Ooh.
time?
A little venison. Nice.
I don't know. Greg, I don't know how to feel about that right now. I mean, it it was kind of a long day already, and now I have to ponder this at night. Like when I can't sleep tonight at like 1 a.m. and I'm thinking about which of Santa's helpers is going to be served up to, I'm going to be texting you and saying, I can't sleep now, thanks to you. So
Yeah, we won't do reindeer. We might do white-tailed deer meat, but we got to leave the reindeer for Santa.
Rum for everyone.
Now
Damn
Pam is getting online with that, and she
knows. She knows the
me
deal.
love for rum. I'm thinking, hey, let's do it upright, and I don't have to drive, so I'm
there you
go.
So
So what day are you all coming in then? Because there are events for those who are in the chat and watching. There are events, kind of hangout, casual evenings each night before, during the bash. Some people even hang out afterward. So what night are you all coming in?
I'm coming Friday during the day to help.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm coming down Thursday. We just booked it today. Booked a hotel. We're coming down Thursday, and I think we're leaving Monday, so we can hang out. I don't like leaving right away on Sunday. It's just, I want to relax, let all the alcohol seep out of me before
you drive home.
Now we have a little bit longer drive because now I'm up here in Buffalo, New York. So it's about
a drive.
6 hours. Yeah, about that. So
you're right there by Daniel, huh? Daniel
is literally 5 minutes from me.
Wow.
We've hung out a couple times, and real good. I mean, I love the guy. He's really nice. Yeah. He's every time I've asked him for something, he's been right there, ready to help, and so real nice guy. Yeah, I like him.
He is more funny than he thinks he is. He's got the coolest sense of humor. He could just send you a bomb and go in there and just cut you, and he'd be like, "How'd that work out for you?" And you're like, he just literally ripped me.
You just sit there funny.
No, he does, and he's just got this look like really
11. Yeah,
just a look that he has.
That's funny.
It's very, very cool.
Yeah, he's come by here a couple times. I've given him a tour of the office, and I've seen his Death Walker studio kind of thing. I went over there and then saw a few of the things out there. So yeah, real nice guy. Nice guy.
I'm hoping. I don't know if he's going to be there this year or not. I know he's.
I think he's supposed to be.
He's got a lot. Well, is he on the banner for being there?
Everyone's on the banner except for the skeptic. Damn.
Listen, you're not. It sounds like. I mean, you're probably. I may be reading this wrong, but it doesn't sound like you're blaming her for that. You're just simply stating.
I don't blame anyone. I'm used to it. I'm the black sheep. It's okay.
Black sheep.
Yeah.
I was looking at the banner now. I'm not sure if he's on there.
We can have the no banner list. We can. Who is not on there? Raise your.
He's on there. He's on there.
That's where all the cool kids hang out.
Yeah.
No banner list.
Kenny, I'm going to be right there with you.
We're the ones that drink more.
What's your dog's name?
Levi.
Aww.
Levi. We're going to have a puppy time.
He's a rescue. Yeah.
Yeah.
Petey. We mentioned this when Pam and Steve were on last time, but I noticed over the last few years, we've gotten a lot of like groups of vets that come together, whether they are, some motorcycle clubs come together to the event. Some vets with their service dogs come to the bash. So it's really neat to see, we are all animal lovers, but it's really neat to see how, that hotel and the event itself is very dog friendly too, which is is nice.
Yeah, the whole event is just amazing. I'm going to use this word a lot, but I'm amazed every year that I go to see how many people show up and how many different groups, from the bikers to the truck, that big ass truck that comes, all the vets. Everybody that comes together and all the people that come together and donate their time, donate items to bring together for this cause. It's really nice. It's really cool to see. And I like being part of that. I like being there and doing what I can to help, but seeing all that stuff. Plus, you get to see some cool bikes. You get
Yeah.
to see some cool. You see the Batmobile, like that guy.
Yeah.
Oh man, I forget the organization. But he's really cool. I mean, he's really nice.
Yeah.
And he
Heroes
lets
for
you-
Hire.
Yes, Heroes
Yeah.
for Hire. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
But the Batmobile is awesome. The Ghostbusters Ecto 1 was there, I think, last
Yeah.
year too.
Yeah.
It's
Well, this
really
year,
fun.
Steve has that the truck, the thing from the
Oh,
movie.
yeah.
What's it called? It's from it's not gonna be the right thing. I'm not gonna say it right. It's the big scary face in the scary movie.
Oh, the Green Goblin.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That guy. Oh, that's
that
cool. I've
guy's
seen him.
coming this year with that actual truck. So
That's
that's
cool.
fun. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that'll be
That-
nice.
Yeah, it will be. And according to what Pam said, we have some good food trucks.
Awesome.
last year.
Oh,
Maximum
nice.
Overdrive,
Food
I
trucks
think.
were- Yes,
that's
that's
what
what
it
it
was.
was.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Green
Yeah.
Goblin. Yeah.
I'm going to try and come over and hang out as much as I can,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
seeing how
Tracy,
weekend
I know.
goes.
I'm no good at charades. It wouldn't be good. I'd be like, the thing with the wheels.
The
and
thing
the
with the wheel, and it's got a
Moves,
face,
that thing.
Wheels goes forward.
and it's scary.
Everyone knows how wordy I am. And
And then
and
hand.
then if I can't think of it,
Ooh.
Like apparition.
yeah.
It just went across the screen.
That's
Yes,
the most
Tracy,
real
tell
one
us
you'll
I
ever
saw
see.
it. Did y'all see it? Do we have witnesses?
There you go.
Kenny was the only one that saw it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
What are you
Yeah.
talking about? I didn't see anything. I'm looking at you people.
wow. That's about the truth though, right?
Yeah, so that'll be good. That'll be there. And now this year too, the last few years, I guess, really, and Pam, again, you can correct me if I'm wrong on that, but the vendor hours this year are really nice because then whether you're a guest with the ticket that's good all weekend or whether you're a vendor there, you still have time in the evening to go investigate, explore, check out the town, all that
Mhm.
really good stuff too. So there's plenty of time for that too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the hours are good. The way they have the hours are good. Like you said, people can explore, they can sleep in a little bit. They don't have to, just be there all the time if they wanted to leave their table and talk to people or go out to eat at night afterwards. They give you enough
Yeah,
time.
I don't like when conferences start like the crack ass of dawn. I do
I don't
not
either.
like that.
Me
You
neither.
know, when they tell you to be there at 7:00
Yeah.
or 8:00, and I'm like, no.
Oh,
Me
God,
neither.
it scared me for a minute. What is that?
Hey guys, how are you?
That's
Hey.
always a bit of.
Wes. What's up,
You
man?
have-
So
Sorry, I'm
I
at work,
was
so I
late to the
kind
game.
of
I'm not
don't-
really familiar with Frank or who all of you are. And is it okay if I ask a little information from each of you
Yeah, we're
of
gonna
who,
let
who
Wes
you
know.
are and what group you're with? And, I mean, your faces are very.
Oh, she's skipping out.
Yeah,
I
you're
don't
breaking
know.
Yeah.
Hey,
In and
hey,
out.
Wes,
Yeah.
go ahead and introduce yourself to the folks out there as well. And then how long you've been doing it and how many years you've been coming to the bash.
Well, I'm Wes Coleman. I've been coming to the Bash for, I don't know, like since 2019, I think. Is that right, Kelly? Somewhere around
Yep.
then?
I think so. Yeah. That was the first year that we met.
And
Mhm.
yeah, and I have a team called COPS, Correctional Officers Paranormal Society, and we're from Canada. And let's see what else here. I'm at work right now, so that's why I've got my vest on and got a little bit of time to talk to you guys because I didn't want to miss it because obviously I love the paranormal talk and tech, and one of my favorite subjects is the Bash. So
There you go.
looking forward to a great time at the Bash
Oh,
this
nice.
year. It's always a great cause, always for the wounded warriors, which is very dear to my heart. And especially I lost
Absolutely.
one of my team members this year to a heart attack.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, thank you. And I have another guy that's off right now on PTSD. He's been off for about a year now. So
Oh,
times
dear.
are pretty tough with us, but I have lots of friends in the South and Pennsylvania, and I love rekindling friendships and coming down periodically over the course of a year and seeing everybody, and it's just awesome.
Wow. Very, very, very cool. Well, Wes is one of those guys. He's kind of like Daniel as well. His sense of humor, he can zing one past you and then as well kind of do the look at you and like, well, what do you think of that?
Yeah. That just happened.
Is that just like, really? Like, what were you thinking? Yeah, that's Wes. But I've gotten to be friends with Wes over the years, and we've had some fun road trips, shenanigans in between far and wide, some cool little walkthrough. We've had some cool investigations out there with our buddy Greg, and geez, that night was a night to remember. I'll never forget that. Kelly was spot on, and right about that time, all of a sudden, we heard the loud woman scream, and I was like, "That's what I heard before."
That was me. I'm sorry. That was me.
It was when you were still in
Woman
Philly.
screaming.
That's what we heard.
Yeah, it was loud. It was, and they say that happens at that place quite a bit. But I had heard it before. But what a fun time that place is. So Greg getting to be there, that's a guy with a wealth of knowledge too. I mean, I think he's had everybody in the business at that place over the years, and the experiences that they've shared are just like so much rich in history, historically, paranormally haunted, between things that the disembodied cries of like the soldiers, and it happens. It's like right there in front of you. It's just happening.
And the cannon fire too. That's kind of cool.
God, yeah, you'll be there, and it's like it's just happening. It's like we're in the midst. God knows if we did have a way to have a camera or television that could look at that and see the spirits just around us, just moving in their form in time and space, that were amongst them. And then there were just looping that thing over and over, battles and cries and death. And we heard the dogs too. We heard a bunch of dogs, and somebody said, I think it was Greg said, like, there's no dogs around here for me. Like, there's no dogs. And we'd hear, roar, 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 roar. And they said, yeah, that was from back when they had dogs on that field back in the day.
Well, and I was going to tell you too, I think we kind of touched on it with Pam and Steve as well, but if anyone's in the chat and coming to the event and you are an investigator or part of a team or a sensitive, I encourage you to walk around the campus of where the hotels are for the bash, because there was a night that I went down in between bashes, actually met some friends, and we did some investigating right around there, and we got some really great evidence. So I suggest that. Sorry.
Avon.
That's a real dog.
Well, for a minute there, I thought that was my dog. I was like, "Ooh."
That was no fake, or that was somebody's real dog. We established now that it was someone's dog. So
that was Maggie's 2 cents.
Yeah, I thought for a second it was mine, but she's upstairs. Right?
Okay,
Yeah.
very cool.
Yeah, but I would check out that campus. You know, there's a lot that land itself has a lot of really unique energy too. So even if you have time in between dinner or things like that, it's neat to check out and kind of walk around there. And Tracy, I have done something, kind of walked around and things at Evergreen Cemetery, and that's actually my favorite, one of my favorite places in Gettysburg. So that's another good place to check out if anyone's in the area for.
It really is, yeah. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Yep. Now, as far as investigating the area, everyone, have you, in between bashes or any other time during the year, have you checked out any of the local sites of the area that you can recommend?
Saks has been one of my favorites. Anybody else been to Saks at all?
Been there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been there.
Walked across it.
It's great.
Back.
I've had some really experiences there. really good ones.
The battlefield
Yeah, I like
itself is
Stockbridge.
fun too. Just to walk around the battlefield.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
good too. Especially where
The Devil's
Irish
Den.
was.
Devil's Den's really cool.
Yeah.
Man, we may have to have some people take us around to some locations over there. Last time we came
Yeah.
into
Oh, there's some
Pennsylvania,
great spots on the battlefield. Yeah.
you know, last year we drove all the way up there, which we're doing again this year, but which is like a 10.5 hour drive for us. But we didn't, you know, we try to go and then we try and spend as much time at the bash as we can, because we're not up north that often. So
Up north? What do you mean up north?
What are you talking exactly?
I am middle Georgia, buddy.
Oh, wow.
Middle.
I'm as south as south can get.
Oh.
Goodness.
Oh. Well, that's great. Yeah, I mean, I think too that there are a lot of really great spots. So if you're coming and staying for a day or two, make sure to check out some of the places.
Yeah, we're hoping to be able to this go round.
Yeah.
I didn't get to do that last year, and I said, God, I missed that, because that's the opportunity. You're in Gettysburg. You need to take that after it's in the afternoon and skip off over there and go to some of those. Because that bridge, once I set up a real-time spirit box and had it up and running and made sure I had some of them come through, and I said, can you see me? What am I doing now? And one of them said waving. I'm like, okay, well, apparently they're here and they can see me. And I got off into it. And of course, one of the questions is, did you die here? And one of them said yes. And I said, can you tell me about how many spirits may be here now? And one of them said thousands.
Ooh.
And I was like, well, that's exactly how many there were. I mean, there were. And then I said, well, how did you die? And he goes, they hung us. Well, if you look back in history on that bridge, they hung two guys that they said had apparently left their group, you know, whatever the word for that in military. Deserters.
Deserted, yeah.
Yeah, brought them back and they hung them. And that's exactly the truth. That's what happened. And he said it on the bridge, and I was like, oh, okay. And then from the rest, they just kept open communication back and forth between what was happening. And yeah, and one of them said, well, where are you? And one of them then said, beside you. And she was like, ah! She jumped and moved. But I mean, who knows where they are in relation to where they say beside you or behind you or whatever. But that was some very, very cool stuff. But I think the funnest thing to do there is, if you got your cameras, take lots of pictures, because when you come back, that's when you never know what you can come back and say, look, give it to Kenny Biddle and right off the bat say, look.
Oh, you don't want to do that.
Give it to Kenny Biddle.
You want it back?
Because you got to think, if he goes, okay, well, what happened? Where were you in relation to? Where were there people and everything else? And then, you know, I mean, but I would rather from the start be told, you know, I'm really not feeling it, and move on until I can find some credible, you know, intel, than be going around excited that I think I've got this, you know, this documentation. So anyway, but
Kathy, what were you going to say?
I was tell you a little story I had about an experience I had out at the bridge. I know when you come off the bridge, it's kind of the far end of it. There's a little pathway that goes down, and it's got trees lining it, and it goes to it goes past the creek, but it's like a little inlet, little rivulets that have come past it, and there are trees out there. I was out there with people, and I had a boom, which had infrared, and it had a screen probably about as the one on my phone. And we were looking through it, and we saw these 3 points of light. Oh, here comes the dog. We saw these 3 points of light, and as we stood there looking at it, these 3 points of light got brighter and brighter and closer, and they started to elongate. And they were 3 very distinct figures, and they just came right up to us and right on through. And we were like, whoa, that was so cool. But we could see them with the Bushnell. There was 3 of them.
Neat.
So that was one of my most dramatic. Yeah, that was really fun. And it was really fun that I got to see it with other people. Okay. The dog's here. Get disconnected again. That wagging tail.
Now, is there not another bridge farther down called the Suicide Bridge? I've never been there, but
there is. Actually, upon further investigating and doing some history, we come to find out that there indeed was not a suicide there. It ended up getting that name.
Are you talking about the metal bridge?
The old,
one?
it's a smaller one. It's pretty rickety. I don't know that you should barely walk across it, but we did get some very interesting and intriguing pictures from there, and in fact, got some audio that was pretty clear with some of their. So I mean, take it for what it is, but. It is.
That'd be a nice place to go for a little field trip.
Well, it's not as crowded as the Saks, because it's much bigger.
Right.
So this one's truly kind of off the beaten path. So.
And I don't know anything about that one, so it might be really interesting to go into that cold.
Yeah, it is different, but it was worth
a
time.
Field trip.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it was fun indeed. And so many other people have had so many wild experiences out in the battlefield on certain places that have went there and investigated and got some amazing evidence. So, I mean, I think that's the thing is I know Brandon Johnson and them, they tend to go out a lot and they'll be out there doing their stuff. So, they're really fun to hang out with as well. So,
take it from
Josh,
me from living here for quite a while. It's Gettysburg is so very haunted. It would be hard to go home without evidence.
Yeah, and it's the thing about it is it's not a scary type haunted. It's just the history of
not at all.
Yeah, Josh, I think you're going to have lots of opportunities to come along with some nice folks. I mean, and get to go in some places, and who knows? You got the right stuff there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll have some things I'll bring this year because I want
to
try to get some pictures as well. I've got some there in the past that have been like, in fact, well, actually, one of the best ones I have, and I sent it to the man, probably the most well known for another guy who will debunk, and that's Tony Rothman. I sent him these pictures, and I'm like, I'm not going to tell you what I think I'm seeing. You look at it, give it 10 minutes, and then after 10 minutes, I'm going to send you a picture of what I'm seeing in it. And he came back and he says, "Yep, that's what I'm thinking." So it's just a very paranormally active picture. There's so many little spirits that are in it that are right there that I was like, wow. And I sent it to him. He was like, you got a really great picture, Keith. That's a keeper. That's a lifetimer. That's really cool. He blew it up. He's got all his equipment, as you well know, with Tony. He's got so much stuff he can break it down, but he had it on his screen, and he's like, wow, dude. That's some good stuff. So I was happy.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And Kenny, you're doing a really great job keeping your mouth shut right now.
That's funny. You said
really,
that I just started
really,
talking.
I wonder what's going on in that head of his.
I was kind of watching the minutes tick by. I'm thinking any minute.
any minute, right?
I'm waiting for it.
I was actually going to ask you.
It's not my show. It's not what the subject matter was. So I'm not.
But I was going to ask
guy.
you. Well, I want to ask
I
you.
would like to see the picture, though.
Yeah, I was.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, I will,
forward it
Kenny.
to him.
If I have your number, I'll send it to your number because on that through that way.
Don't give him your number. Don't.
Well, no. Well, I just need a way that
Not all.
I just need a way that it's going to get known to him because it's one of those if it gets out in the wrong place and then somebody's claiming it. Next thing you know, there I have a lost a really once in a lifetime type, picture, and then
Well,
there.
and Kenny, even from you visiting the area, whether it's from a skeptical perspective or whether it's from a historical perspective, where's a place that you'd recommend people check out?
I think you should go take the entire tour. I'm not going to pick one place. I think when you go to Gettysburg, you should go for the history. If you want to do like ghost stories and stuff, that should be secondary. When we talk and out of everyone, I'm going to be the serious one. I'm going to bring us down a little bit. But I mean, this is a place where so many people died, fighting over an ideal that was. I mean, today we look back and think, how can that have happened? But so many thousands of people have died. Blood was spilled all over that area. And if you're going to go, you should be going for the history, not for the 20,000 ghost tours that are popping up everywhere. Learn the history, learn why it's there. Why is this place famous? It didn't get famous for ghost stories. It got famous for the war and a big a pivotal battle that happened there. So I do recommend you go there, learn the history first, and everything else comes second. Because I can't tell you how many times I've spoken to people, and the only thing they care about, the only thing they know is this ghost story happened here. This ghost story happened here. And you ask them a little bit more, like, why? Why do you think that happened? Do you know what happened here? And they're like, oh, yeah, people died. But there's a ghost. And they have no idea who fought there, what went on, why they were fighting. I mean, to me, that's sad. You don't know why they were fighting. But you're going because you think you're going to get a speck of dust on your photograph and, claim it's a ghost. There I go. There you go.
No, I think it's great that you're saying what you're saying. It's kind of that's kind of in the vein of what Searchers is about. We're not so much about just the paranormal experiences, but what's the story behind all of it, right? Like, why would it be haunted?
It's the humanity.
Yeah. Look at and there's so many, like, people are always interested in locations so quick because I heard it was haunted. This many people died here and this and that. But what we really look for is, well, can you give us like a detailed story? Because we go out and film it at these places, and so what happened there? Why would it be haunted? Why did these deaths happen? And go in from that angle.
I have all this stuff in my office.
One really nice place to hang out on the battlefield is Culp's Hill. It's usually not terribly crowded. It's beautiful. It's and a lot went on there. It's a good place to go out and talk to these fellas and treat them as human beings, not.
And that's what's important too. It's funny you said that because just today somebody reached out to us. They're going out on their first investigation, and we're asking for I guess what our advice would be, and that was one of the things that I said is talk to them like they are right next to you, like they are people,
right?
Because
exactly,
that's what they are.
Right. Nothing irks me more when somebody's taunting.
Yeah,
spirits.
For sure.
I just that really rubs me the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Kenny.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I just real quick. I just want to my office here. This is where I work, and this is what I do for a living. So, I mean, my literal 9-to-5 job is looking into and investigating these mysteries, but with the intention of solving them. And at my doorway, and I'm going to show this real quick because I don't know what the rules are, but this is from Pickett's Charge. This is from after the day of the battle at Pickett's Charge, and it's showing the soldiers that were left behind. And that reminds me, all the time. Every time I see this, it reminds me, this is what we're going out for. Like, I mean, I'm on the other side of the fence than you guys. I don't go looking for ghosts. I don't go hunting for anomalies and stuff like that. I try to solve anomalies that are brought to my attention. I try to solve the mystery, and keeping in mind that no matter what I'm doing, no matter what side of the fence that we're on, we're still dealing with people. We're still dealing with people that have lived at one time, that died, that still have relatives, that could read your reports or your online thing, you know, and we always have to be mindful of, if we post something on social media and go, oh, I went to this place and this ghost, and you name the ghost, and like we had all this kind of activity and stuff, there still might be somebody out there that's a relative, you know, that might be a son, daughter, granddaughter, grandson, you know, and they might see it and think like, what the hell, you know, that's my grandfather. I'm saying that.
Just imagine. Right. Yeah, you're so right.
Ernie, that's kind of my thoughts on that too. Is, you know, there's at this point, and this is just us specifically, there's so much data out there now, so many EVPs, so many photos captured and stuff, that I feel like we would just be trying to prove the same thing that everybody else has been trying to prove, is that there's evidence to be caught. But what really needs to be understood are the stories behind the evidence, and, like, you know, how if that haunting does exist, and if that spirit is still there, why? You know, that it must be pretty freaking important, if they're willing to talk to you, that they get their word out.
And they're trying hard.
I think it's important, and they're trying really hard.
I've always found the story, the human story, more fascinating than the ghost story.
Oh, absolutely, because without it, you know, it's really hard to put yourself into the shoes of the situation.
Yeah. And that's the way I get with any kind of research. When I dig into it, I mean, I'm going back, I'm reading newspaper accounts, I'm reading all the genealogy, and getting into the family. I'm getting into the life of that person. And, you know, you begin to see life through their eyes. And I just find that fascinating.
Right. You brings up a lot of questions that you wouldn't normally think about. And especially, like, you made a really interesting comment about how so much blood was shed, and looking at it now, that it is, you know, we would have never done that, but then they found it so important to fight that war. Well, some of them didn't feel like they had a choice, which is even worse, really.
Yeah. So, you were just doing what you were told. And,
yeah, and some of them were so young. They were so young.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
And I think, too, just kind of relating it in a way to the bash, you know, as far as all of those.
Bring it back.
I am reeling it in. I'm reeling it in. Well, I'm used to that with Keith. So this is time. Right, buddy? Wink, wink. But yeah, I mean, we're just kind of like bringing it back to that. I have seen each year the group get more eclectic of guests that come to the bash. You know, like I said, it's all the groups of vets, and then it's now more groups of like history people, like historians are really interested in things. A lot of tour guides pop over and check things out. But teams coming from different areas, or groups of friends traveling from states away, like Josh, just to come and hang out. And I think that's amazing, because all of that too, in a financial way, benefits the PA Wounded Warriors, of course.
Absolutely.
And the children's charities, which are why Pam and Steve are doing this to start with. So I think no matter what your interest, you can find something at the bash to enjoy. And it is,
you know, we become a family.
Absolutely.
Right? Like, I mean, we're such a family. I mean, since 2019, I've met so many amazing people. And Josh, like, when you come into the family, I thought, okay, this is a one-time thing for me. And I've been, other than COVID, I've been back every year since.
You know, that is exactly how I feel about that. This being my second year, the reason I wanted to come back was because of how unique it felt, that everybody was just pretty accepting of everything. So
Mhm.
Sorry, Josh, I didn't know you were there last year. I
No, it's completely okay. Yeah, that
You
last year
didn't
was my
know.
first year. So,
Yeah.
typical in Searchers
Yeah, I've
fashion, we
met
come
some of
in,
the
we
nicest,
spend
friendliest
as
people
much
there.
time there and leave. we run on no sleep, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Get
you
in,
might
get
have
some, get
remembered
out.
me. I was dressed as Maverick. I don't know if you were there the Friday night. But
I was
the
there
80s
Friday
night.
night. I'm sure I did see you.
Yeah,
I
I
have
was the one that embarrassed myself and fell down drunk. Yeah, that would have been me.
The streaker. The
Ernie,
streaker.
you're coming to the bash, man. That's awesome.
I think I have a picture of you, Wes, on the ground.
Heaven forbid.
Look at that.
Who was beneath me?
How many people were beneath you?
Oh, ask Wes what he dressed up as last year.
Well, that's what he said. He was all decked out. We had to do our
Yeah.
80s. We did an 80s theme last year for those
Yep.
who in the chat.
Yep.
Not
Yeah,
familiar.
he parked his jet out front. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There were a couple of questions though that people kind of thought, is this guy Maverick or is he Goose? So I don't know.
yeah. Okay. Yep. I know now. I do remember you.
There you
Yep.
go.
Yep.
I'm so thankful that you could all come on and join us, even for this brief amount of time, but just to kind of get excited, kick off our best series, and just have a really good time. Looking forward to all the fun that the bash brings. So we're glad that you could come on with us, even for a little bit of time. So thank you all very much.
Thanks for having
Absolutely.
me. See you at the bash.
Yeah, that sounds
I'll
great.
bring supplies along and maybe do spirit drawings.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be great. Yeah. Aw. Well, do you all have a minute to wait backstage till we wrap up?
Yeah,
we've got fresh hors d'oeuvres and cold beer. So just,
Oh,
from there.
you had me at food.
Oh, thank you, everybody, and we'll
I buy first rounds at the bash. So
Perfect.
Thank you for inviting. Appreciate it.
Oh, they're so fun.
Yep, absolutely.
Oh.
Well,
buddy,
folks, that was
I'm
about
so excited.
that was about as wild as we could get with having so many very cool guests. And like Pam sums it up at the very last here, love you all.
Love you.
That's really what this is. We've shared happy times together. We've shared sad times together. And Tracy wants date and times again.
Yep. Dates and times, Tracy. It's July 14th through the 16th. And it's 12 to 6 on Friday and Saturday. And Pam shared Sunday as well. Let me go back and look. 12 to 4 on Sunday. So July 14th to the 16th. And everyone can get their tickets at the door. They're $20. All the money stays with the charities. And that pass is good for all 3 days. So you can see all the speakers. They are going to have, as Pam and Steve mentioned 2 weeks ago, they are going to have Knuckles and Needles from my area is going to be there tattooing again this time. So if you do want that, they're only taking walk-ups. If you have interest or a special request, you can call or message the shop directly in advance. But so other than that, your ticket gets you into all of the speakers and vendors and all the fun events before and afterward. So it is family friendly. It is, like we said, dog friendly. And it's just an all around really great time, no matter what your interest level is. So make sure to come and check it out. There's a restaurant on the property as well as the food trucks for the event. And then there's a restaurant that's on a neighboring property. That's an Appalachian brewing company with great food and drinks too. So there's plenty of things to do, plus go into town in Gettysburg. So
I did the little getting to see the town, very cool.
Yeah. But
wow, what a very cool show. And we've still got more guests to go just for the bash for this. So wow, geez.
Yep. This is guest series 1 because the next
one.
Yeah, the next 2 shows are going to be all different people from special guests and speakers at the bash. So make sure that you tune in for the next 2 shows, really. And then it'll be time for the bash. So
yeah, I think I talked about everything there was to do there for like 20 minutes. So go to this place, go to that place, go to. At the end of the day, it's all supporting for the bash, because when you go to the bash and then later in the afternoon, you can go do these things that Steve and them will even tell you some places to go if you want to investigate. And if you're just coming for the first time, how could you not go investigate some of these iconic locations? So that it does have the way to tie in, but we just want to say thank you guys. We love you. We look forward to the next show with more guests.
Yeah. And even in the area, if you're not into those sorts of sites, the photography opportunities are amazing. The restaurants are great. There's lots of antique and artisan shops. So a lot to do. So no matter what your interest is, come check us out.
So many people that are on these shows too that are going to be there that you'll get a chance to meet. So you want to do that. These folks are really very cool. So, and
it's awesome networking. So if you have a team or group, you can, talk fluidly with all the others that are there and talk about locations and set up events. I don't know how much networking over the years I've done with just amazing new friends that have become family. So all in all, make sure you check it out. And we'll be back in 2 weeks with our next series of guests about, coming to us from the Gettysburg Battlefield Bash. And if you have questions, everyone, feel free to put them in the chat for this video. And then the next 2 series guest groups will make sure to cover your questions then. So we will be back in 2 weeks. Good night.